my first hip-hop album that I ever listened to still holds a very special place in my heart, and it is the album that got me into rap was Marshall Mathers LP1.
Absolutely.
And I love that album so much.
It's there on the wall.
Heck yeah, dude, that's awesome. One of my favorite albums. I know it's very cliche that your boy likes Eminem, but a lot of people like Eminem.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
See, I like Eminem a lot. There we go. What is up, Roots Crew? We are back. Another interview, another podcast episode, whatever you want to call it. We are here with Zealous. So what's up to everyone?
What's up, man? How's it going? What's up, man? Men and women.
Men and women.
Men and women.
All
yeah, I said men like singularly, but there's not.
What's up, men?
Yeah, the one person who's feeling this and it's a man. No. Everybody, hello. Thank you for having me on here.
Of course, man.
It's a pleasure.
This audio, acoustically, it sounds fantastic.
Does it?
Yesterday we had a struggle, but today you're going no headphones. One of the guys had no headphones, and he was like, "It sounded fine. He sounded good." So
he made it work out.
Yeah, it works.
Heck yeah, man.
So we are here. I'm familiar. I told you this before. I'm familiar with your song with Sonny, "Homeward," which is that's the title, right? "Homeward."
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yep.
All right. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you just more. But the first question I ask every guest is origin story in the music space. How you really found a love for hip hop music. Where this journey maybe begins, where you find a love for hip hop, and then where you decide I want to pursue this is like kind of how I word that.
Okay. I guess I'll kind of answer that as best as I can because I try not to say that I'm a rapper necessarily because I do hip hop, I make rap music and all that kind of stuff. But for me, it's more I've always had a love of music in general. So growing up, my mom would always tell me, like, I see you dancing to music like when you're 4 or 5 years old. You don't even know the words to the song, but you're going nuts over there. Yeah, exactly. I've always loved music, but I really grew an appreciation specifically for rap and hip-hop music when I was in, like, middle school. And that's when I came across Nas, Eminem, and Pac, all the people, everybody. My brother introduced it to me, and I call him my brother, but he's my friend. He introduced me to rap music in middle school, and I just grew a fondness for it ever since then. So it's something that we would write back and forth, write bars and all that kind of stuff. So we've been making music together for a long time.
Awesome. So so your friend / brother introduces you to a lot of the hip hop scene. Where does it intersect in terms of, you write bars with your boys, whatever, but when does it come to the point of I want to take music seriously? I want to put it on streaming platforms. I want to share it.
It's kind of that's kind of difficult for me because it kind of comes with the trauma, I guess, of my past in a way. I have this connection to music and being able to see that the artists who make it and do the best kind of music and put great music out there are usually the most trauma-ridden people.
Absolutely.
If you think about it like that. They got a lot to talk about. They got a lot to get off their mind, and a lot of people who come from backgrounds like that are artists in any form, music, painting, drawing, all that kind of stuff. So the love for music and my trauma just kind of intertwined, and I was like, I want to make music because I'm kind of good at this,
Yeah. All right, so creativity, you use it as a form of like therapy, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely,
Awesome.
For sure.
I'm not familiar. I know you said you had your first music video recently. Do you have any projects out?
Earlier this year, I released the deluxe edition for my debut album, Melancholy Bangers of the Broken, which was my very first project ever. I didn't release any singles out of nowhere back in like 2023, I think is when it dropped. I just randomly dropped an album that I had been working on for years.
Absolutely.
And that was the story of my past and kind of how I started writing music up until present day. So it's like my past until now is Melancholy Bangers, all the BS and all that crap I went through.
Absolutely.
Deluxe edition was like a more finite version of that, and that came out earlier this year in February. And to answer your question, the actual question you asked, I don't have anything coming out right now, but I'm working on an album called Rebirth in the background, and that's been on and off, just like me telling everybody it's coming out, and then it doesn't, because I'm really good at that.
I think everybody in this space is really good at like, yo, it's on the way, and then life gets in the way.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
Absolutely.
Everybody, I don't think anybody judges based on, oh, it's coming, and then it doesn't come super within the day, and people are like, "Oh, it's never coming out." And people are cynical in all forms.
No, absolutely.
But tell me a bit about the deluxe project that dropped.
Melancholy Bangers. Yeah.
Melancholy Bangers. Tell me about it. Tell me about the process. Tell me about. You said it. You worked on the songs in 2023. So did it drop in 2023, and the deluxe is just a more like put together version?
Yeah. So The album was written as the deluxe edition originally, actually, because that's the complete story of start to finish, heartbreak in high school, all that kind of stuff. Me getting kicked out of my parents' house and then moving back in after we figured some of our stuff out. And it was yeah, it was written as the deluxe edition originally, and I couldn't put it out at first because all of the songs that I had written were not ready. You know.
Yeah.
There was only 7 songs on the original version of the album, and those were just the 7 that were like done, you know. And I was like, I can put these out there. The deluxe edition, how it originally was written, has 16 songs on it, so it's just like double the length, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the recording process with that. Obviously, it comes from a place of trauma. When you first start recording music, how does that come about? Were you recording at studios? Were you recording like off your phone? I know a lot of people when they're coming up as a kid, they're like, all right, the band lab, especially of our age range, like
for sure,
it's band lab. So how did that recording process come about?
That was more. I did use my phone for a little bit, but
absolutely.
I didn't drop any music on my phone. I heard how it sounded, and I was like, "This sounds good," but I'm no little peep. I can't go into BandLab and make it sound amazing.
Make it sound fantastic.
Right? Yeah. I didn't know the process of mastering, mixing music, producing anything. My cousin Haley went to high school with Devin, Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Hey, I know somebody. I know you're working on music. If you want to get in touch with him." And it just kind of went off from there. And I've been working with Grand Rapids, recording all my tunes ever since then with him.
Awesome. He's an awesome dude.
I
worked with him once when I was making music. He does. I don't mean to. Maybe I'll cut this. I don't know. He works with me, or at least he did this past summer.
Okay.
So I was just chatting with him because he knows I do music stuff. I seen him at Turnstiles when he was doing audio there. I was like, "Yo, how are you?" And he just was like, "What's up? How's the music thing coming?" I was like, "It's not, but we're doing something different now." Yeah, he's an awesome dude. Somebody I would love to get on the show. Yeah. So the recording process with Grand Rapids, you start recording this album. I know you talked to me about the music video. Is the music video from this project?
So actually, it's not. I don't have any music videos for Melancholy Bangers or the deluxe version. I'm just gonna call it deluxe because there's Melancholy Bangers doesn't exist anymore. It's only the deluxe version. Anyways, no, it's from Rebirth. Actually, the album that I don't have released yet, the one that I've been working on, but I have all my singles out for it.
Okay.
And I re-released them on an EP because they were mixed and mastered by me in the process of learning how to do it. And I was like, I don't like this, so I'm going to have Grand Rapids do it because he does it a lot better. Went back to him, re-recorded those singles, put it out. And one of the songs on there is called Cerberus, and that's the music video we did it for.
Awesome.
And that's with myself, my brother Remy, the guy who got me into music and rap specifically, and my other brother Danzig, who we call Malachite.
Awesome.
Me and Remy go way back. We actually got matching tattoos right here. Violent Vigilance is our whole thing. So
nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So making music with your boys. So you're talking to me about this Rebirth project. Is that just like where you're more so where you're at right now compared to the previous music? It's more of a right now story.
Yeah, pretty much. It's gosh, how do I describe it? It's been a journey. That one specifically has. I've been rewriting it so much.
Yeah.
It keeps changing from what it's supposed to be to what it is going to be to what I actually want it to be. It's just,
Well, you're living life as you're trying to make music about living your life currently.
Yeah.
Which is something, collaborative of yours, I think Sonny Ski did really well, is, he made music. This last project was simply about his career, his work life, his music life, and to be able to take that and create it into something artistic is kind of hard in a way because these are mundane topics. That's either me or you.
I think that was you because I got mine on silence all the time.
Well, good job. That was me. My bad.
No, you all good, man.
Oh, my little brother won a soccer championship.
Hey.
Congrats, Miles.
Congrats,
so
Miles.
Proud of you.
I don't know who you are, but congrats, Miles.
I'll turn my phone off. Oh, it was my computer. That's why. Why my phone is on silent, but my computer is not. That was what that was.
Gotcha. That'll do
Sorry,
it.
y'all. My bad. Shout out Miles.
Shout out Miles. We love Miles.
We love Miles. We do. God, where were we at? Oh yeah, Sonny Ski making music about mundane topics. It can be difficult because life is constantly changing. So to make music about that and to capture one moment, I turned it off.
You'll have that. We were just talking about technology before this started.
We were. I turned the volume off. I promise. I'm really not sure how to turn the ringer off other than turning the volume off. All right. I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Mundane music, making music about mundane life, it's constantly changing, so it's hard to capture one specific moment before, like, especially if you're working, I assume you have like a 9 to 5 that you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're working, you're living life, you're trying to find the time to get into the studio to capture this
Yeah.
moment of life, and then before you know it, it's past. And
Yeah.
then
Absolutely.
you're like, shit, I don't know what I wanted to maybe talk about, or I don't know the general idea of how I wanted to sound. That was one thing that I had trouble with, was you live life too much and that moment passes.
Yeah.
And then you don't have the opportunity to really immerse yourself in what that feeling is. And I feel like that's really what makes great artists, is being able to quickly and easily immerse yourself back into that feeling of, I remember what it was like when this happened to me,
Yeah.
and being able to verbalize that in a way that, is however your creative outlet is
Yeah.
put forth, however it's put out, whether that's art, whether that's drawing, music, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, it's hard to sometimes capture that moment in the moment. But I think that, especially with a lot of local guys, that just comes with time.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So you keep doing it, you keep moving forward, you're able to tap into that creative juices a bit more.
Yeah. I feel like, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I feel like it definitely helps with a fan base too. Usually the more people you got supporting you, the not easier it is to make music, but the easier it is to find the motivation to make music,
Because you're like, people are waiting on it.
Yeah, exactly, kind of in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that I have a huge fan base or following or anything like that, but when my brothers approach me and they're like, dude, when's the next thing coming out? Or I got people coming up to me at work like, hey, I heard your music, when are you dropping something else? I'm like, that's the kind of stuff that I love hearing, that motivates me. And I'm like, I'm making this for me, but I'm also trying to make it for people who it's relatable to,
Absolutely. So
yeah.
your musical friends keep you in check. Your friends at work keep you in check about
Yeah.
the music, and
Yeah.
when's the next thing coming?
Right. I'm going to kind of,
Awesome.
if you don't mind, I want to build before you, we lose what we were just talking about, because
Go
you were talking about mundane music with Sonny and all that kind of stuff, which is crazy because
Monday in life music is more so what I mean.
No, I know. Not saying that he makes mundane music. That's not what he's saying. I get it. I get it.
Gets a diss track now. He's coming over tomorrow. He's a dog.
That's crazy. When we were shooting the Homeward music video, because that's the new music video that's coming out next week, is for Homeward, our track.
Yeah.
Next week Friday, by the way, that's coming out. Y'all better tap in for that, because it's crazy. Studio Leak shot that, and he did a crazy job on it. Last music video before he moved to Texas.
I did hear about that.
Yes.
I did see that on your page. I saw that's the last
yeah.
video he did. That's awesome.
But me and Sonny had a conversation, actually, or me, Sonny, and Leak did, when we were shooting that music video, about putting projects out there that is more than just mundane, in a sense, like, your everyday music.
Yeah.
I think it was Sonny who said something about how it's like, it's crazy to see how many people just put out albums that are more like playlists than an actual album,
Yeah.
In the sense that it's like, here's a song, here's a song, here's a song. There's not a story. It retains to nothing.
There's not a connecting link between the songs.
Right.
I feel like that's what a lot of the mainstream industry is centered in.
Uh-huh.
Is here's a song, here's a song, here's a song. Here's like 3 songs that connect.
Yeah.
And then everybody draws to those 3 songs and is like, this is the best album ever.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, if it's a 10-song album, I want every single one of those pieces to tie together.
Exactly.
I heard, his name is Zane Lowe, which is another host I really admire. He's on Beats One App Radio. He was talking with Mac Miller about, let me see if I can find it really quick. He was talking with Mac Miller, if I can get the project out, about this album, when this album came out. Swimming.
Okay. Yeah.
He was talking about Swimming, and he basically said, for you, this album feels less so like one element of a thought, and it feels more like a complete thought.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where artists really get caught up in. They tell one very specific side of a story without diving deeper into that full thought.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the classic albums that we all love so amazing. Is you listen to it in full, or you listen to a couple tracks in a row, and you're like, I feel like I got a full thought out of that.
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of that too. That album specifically is so beautiful, because this is the one where Mac went sober for it, if I'm not mistaken, right? Where he changed up his lifestyle entirely.
That was the Defined Feminine, but yes,
Okay.
also that was the album right before. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe Mac Miller was sober for a really long time before his passing. I believe his passing was like a relapse type of a thing, where he had been sober for several years before he started dating Ariana Grande, and then like around that time is when he got sober. So that was like 2016. So he had been sober for like 2 years before this project came out. And then,
Yeah, that just
happened.
Absolutely, yeah. That just goes to show how changing your mentality can definitely make something completely different and beautiful, though, because it retains to what Mac stood for in his music before, but it's so different in that sense. So I totally get where Homeboy was coming from.
It's less. It's more raw emotions and less. I think here's what I might be able to do. I've been trying to think of a way to showcase my records.
Oh, yo.
But I think I just figured out a way right now.
Ah, dude, heck yeah.
See if we can.
Ooh. Happens.
It's got the little cover on it, so it's okay.
Yeah. Not gonna hurt the needle.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the one.
That looks sick because you can see it on both cameras.
You can see it on both cameras. That's perfect. That's sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah,
that's
dude,
awesome.
That's awesome.
Alrighty. We're talking about
Rap Roots Media.
What is up, Roots Crew? Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If you would like your own podcast episode, live stream appearance, piece of advertisement, profile story, anything of those sorts, make sure you check out raprootsmedia.com/content packages to reserve your spot. Now, on to the rest of the episode. Magnetic, awesome. So, we're talking about one of my favorite albums. Let's talk about some of your favorite albums, hip-hop artists, albums. Let's chat.
Oh, man. Okay, so... for sure, because favorite albums is a lot deeper than favorite hip hop albums. So I'll just start with hip hop.
Yeah. Let's go. We can go hip hop, and then we can go just general.
For sure. Let's do that. Favorite hip hop albums. You're gonna have to forgive me if I choose a lot of really cliche ones here, because that's a lot of what my taste in hip hop is, and I'm okay with being judged for that.
That's
but
absolutely okay.
My first hip-hop album that I ever listened to still holds a very special place in my heart, and it is the album that got me into rap, was Marshall Mathers' LP1.
Absolutely.
And I love that album so much.
It's there on the wall?
Heck yeah, dude, that's awesome. One of my favorite albums. I know it's very cliche that your boy likes Eminem, but a lot of people like Eminem.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
See, I like Eminem a lot. I feel like his last album was really good, and I think that's him tying back into, the roots of where he was creating music from. With the what's the album called? The Kamikaze album.
Yes.
It obviously fueled a great beef with him and MGK and whatever, and it was a great little back and forth. But I felt like it was giving it was giving like old man. Like it was giving I don't say that to be rude. I love Eminem. He puts on for Detroit fantastically. But I feel like Eminem, the only way people like Eminem is when Eminem does the same thing. Other than, like, occasionally he has some singing songs. Like the song with Rihanna, that's a different... Like, that's a classic Eminem song. I can't think of what the song is called.
Monster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, that's a classic Eminem song. It has the singing element. I feel like if M does, like... I feel like if people would hate it, but... I would like it a lot if he changed the cadence a little bit. I feel like it starts to get very like similar cadence, but also Eminem's been making music for 20 years.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it becomes hard to. Well, this is what people love. Why change what isn't broken? Like I get that element of it too, but I feel like I would personally like the music more if it was changing, evolving. Which I can't say that it's not, but I think it's like. Eminem tries to do something different, and then people rag on it. Like, I can't think of what the one album was called that Tyler, the Creator, dogged on, and then he got all mad at him for it.
Not Relapse, Revival.
Revival, yes. And he does a lot of different stuff on that project, and it just got shit on.
Yeah,
people hated it because they're like, "Oh, this isn't the M we want. We want rapping Eminem."
Yeah. Well, I don't hate that album personally, but I kind of understand it. It got kind of political, and I'm not here to just like bash on that kind of stuff, but I get it. Like music definitely is one of those things where it's like it's fair to get political about it sometimes, but when you start talking about like this, and that, and it's like...
I can understand with people disagreeing with the political aspect of it, but also at the same time, I feel like people dogged the music aspect of it.
Absolutely.
Which was the biggest problem that I had with it, because Eminem was trying to do something different, trying to talk about the struggles as... I don't know how old Eminem was at the time. I'm just going to guess mid-late 30s.
Something like that, probably.
40s. He's trying to discuss the struggles of being where he's at in life, and then people would dog on him for it. Like, he's not going to rap like... 21-year-old Eminem forever.
No, it's true. It's so true.
If we want these artists to have long, fruitful careers, like artists do, like Snoop, for example, does the same thing. Like Snoop, I mean, outside of like his brand deals and like the kids show and whatever, like it's the same type of sound, which is fine. It works, awesome.
Yeah.
But if we never allow our artists to do anything outside of the first thing that works for them, then where does artistry go, and how do we move
And
forward?
evolve, yeah.
How do we create a new Snoop and a new Eminem and these new legends of the space? Because one day these people aren't going to be here
Yeah.
to carry the sound and to carry it, especially to mainstream media.
Yeah, absolutely.
For example, like Eminem's on, I feel like I've seen him on Rhythm and Flow, or the Netflix show that's like a rap competition.
Oh shit! You know, I saw clips on YouTube, but I don't know the name of the show. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I feel like it's Rhythm and Flow or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Snoop is on a whole bunch of different shows, commercials.
The Voice, like,
The
for
Voice,
example,
like all sorts of,
Yeah.
like to connect with mainstream. I don't say this, I'm a white person, but mainstream white folk.
Yeah.
You gotta have those people that speak to the mainstream audience, and Snoop and just Eminem were a couple examples. Ice Cube's one as well.
Yeah.
But to be able to do that, we have to be able to build beyond just violent music, drug-induced music, and like the stereotypes of what white people view hip-hop as.
That's extremely valid. That's the struggle I've been having with my album Rebirth, because that's the reason it is titled Rebirth, is the exact reason that you are talking about, evolution and allowing yourself to change.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be reborn in a sense musically.
Yeah.
I'm having this like crossroads right now, not just like right now in this moment, but I have been musically for a while. I love writing rap music and I love writing rhymes, but sometimes I struggle with it in the sense that it feels like I'm not always meant to just do that, you know? But I struggle writing other types of music too, because I don't want it to be like, oh, this guy's a culture vulture, you know? He's writing rock, country, rap, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of stuff I want to do, you know? I love all types of music. I don't want to just be a rapper. That's why I opened up with that earlier too.
People pigeonhole people into one spot.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's more so like I'm not a huge fan of MGK, but I know he's switched genres 7 times over. Which I get it. I understand it. At the same time, I feel like it has to be a fluid change.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like Post Malone went into country.
Yes.
I feel like him doing something like a Big X the Plug. He's a rapper, but he's also, people in country love him.
Yeah, right.
People in country think Post Malone's just taking this thing that they love and making it his own. That's why people don't like some people don't like Post Malone's country. I'm a fan of a couple songs, but
yeah.
I feel like if it's done more on that route, like okay, I'm gonna add my hip hop flair to this country song and then move, like, assimilate into the culture slowly. I feel like that's why a lot of people dislike the MGK thing, is because it was just such a sudden shift.
Yeah, I see online a lot too. A lot of people are like, M totally made him switch genres after he dissed them. And I'm like, I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I don't like MGK necessarily. Obviously, I don't know him as a person, but I enjoy some of his songs. You know, like I've got a few of his songs in my playlist. You know, it's just music. It's like kind of the same with Kanye or Travis Scott. You know, you look at people who have done weird things in the past, but it's like Kanye's Kanye. He's always been crazy. Travis Scott's just an idiot sometimes. I mean, I don't know. It's whatever. Yeah. Artists are, it's hard to separate artists from music, but what are you going to do, right? It's, they all got their own trauma and they all have their own way of
expressing it.
Exactly. And coping with it, you know?
Yeah.
We're all just living life. We're all just humans. That's why I'm not going to be like, okay, this guy did one thing wrong in his life, so I'm never going to listen to his music again, you know?
Yeah.
But
like I was talking the other day, and it's a divisive topic to bring up, but my stepdad, we were talking about music and things like that, and he was like, we were talking about something similar, like separating the artist from the music, and he was like, bro, I'll bump Remix to Ignition right now. like you can catch me dancing to that shit right now. Like, he's a terrible person, but that shit smacks.
Yeah.
Like you can't deny that the music is phenomenal. And,
yeah, right.
Yeah, terrible guy. Like I can personally say I think Kanye's a genius. Crazy.
Yeah.
But also musically a genius.
Yeah, in that aspect for sure.
One of the top of the top.
Yeah.
If Kanye hadn't gone so far off the deep end, people would view him, I feel like some people do, at the Pac, Biggie, Jay-Z level. Like, Jay-Z controls the halftime show for the NFL. Kanye could be in that spot.
It's true. Yeah.
Like Kanye could rule the world in terms of like he has the money. I mean, not very much anymore. I know he lost a ton of money after the whole incidents, but
Yeah.
had the money, had the family life, I mean, I don't want to get too deep, but I know he's bipolar, and I know that like I have personal experience with that, so I can get how people are just like it's a sudden flip, and you feel so good, and like obviously as a person of as a public figure that's releasing music, you get that dopamine rush of releasing music, and you can just get caught up in, well, that feels good, and I just released the project, so yeah, just feel good, and then all of a sudden that slowly turns into these manic episodes.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to like you can't just tell the guy stop because it's like it's a part of who he is.
That's true.
But I feel like 2013, 2014, 2015 Kanye, before he said all this shit about slavery and went on SNL going crazy, it was, I feel like Kanye took a lot of that manic and I'm gonna just put this out there, dangerous energy into creativity and into the music and into I'm the shit, like the clothes are the shit, the music's the shit, my family's the shit. Like
Yeah.
he used that energy to empower himself, his family, his clothing brand, his music. All
No,
of those
absolutely.
things, instead of just harnessing it into terrible shit.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people didn't say anything. And now he's like off the deep end, and people are like still not saying anything.
Well,
And they're like platforming the guy to go ruin his career.
Yeah.
When Kanye like was a billionaire, like
I mean, yeah.
one of the first black billionaires in our nation. Like I just it's crazy. It's just crazy to me that the mainstream media are like. I feel like they're using Kanye to promote this agenda of, look at this crazy black guy. Like
No, absolutely,
they
for
don't.
sure.
They're using it as a. I don't want to say I'm gonna say a political agenda to push this manic person. Like Kanye is gonna come out of this eventually and be like, holy shit, why did they let me do that interview? Why did they let me do that? Why did they let me do this?
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna happen eventually, and he's gonna. I mean, I know with like a lot of people are saying it's because of him and Kim splitting up. It's because he can't see his kids as much as he'd like. I get all those things. He's gonna get to a place where he's better and comfortable with that, and be like, why did no one step in? And I feel like people try, but Kanye is like, crazy energy.
Yeah.
So I feel like Kanye will definitely look back at this period eventually and be like, damn, that looks really fucking stupid that my that my daughter has to see that.
Hip hop comes from those roots, though, and not in a discriminatory way.
I understand what you mean. It comes from mental illness. It comes from violence. It comes from hip hop is a music about, or at least from the beginning, has been about black plight.
Yeah, and it's a good way to cope, though. It's better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's necessarily. I just think it's bad to platform Kanye and say that's the only thing that hip hop is, because hip hop has grown so much.
Exactly.
That white people make it, black people make it, Mexican people make it, every color, creed, religion.
Exactly.
Everyone makes it.
Everybody does. Yeah.
Every different culture is aware of what hip hop music is. It's just to categorize it as one very finite thing, I feel like is not the right way to go about it.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's even more difficult for me sometimes, though, like with Kanye, for example, the way that he does things, and I understand that he is his own person. He's got his own mental illnesses. It kind of can be like the same for like Jay-Z, though, under the spotlight with how affiliated he was with Diddy and stuff like that. But it kind of goes the same. I don't just hate Jay-Z and Beyonce now, all that type of stuff. I still have their songs in my playlist. I like them as artists, but you never know what's really going on behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
As we know, as Americans, Hollywood is probably the most evil place in the nation, but it's sometimes, I don't know. Yeah, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You really don't know.
My thing is, people were like, oh, everyone at these parties knew what was going on.
Yeah, right.
It sounded to me like a very isolated thing that Diddy kept between him and his wife, girlfriend. I'm not sure what they were.
No, me neither.
But it sounded very isolated. And maybe a couple celebrities and people knew, and if they did, lock them up too. Like that's my thought. But I feel like everyone now that like whenever like trafficking or like these RICO charges are involved, they're like, oh, everyone knew, everyone's an accomplice, everyone's affiliated, everyone's on this client list or whatever.
Absolutely.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Because like obviously that's captivating the nation, has been for years. So every time we hear something like this that is swept under the rug and kept away from the public eye, it's everyone had a part to play. Like I don't know if that was necessarily the truth.
No, same.
I think it was just a drug fueled several years of terrible shit.
Yeah,
and then, shit snowballs and gets to a point where you can't keep it out of the public eye anymore.
Yeah, this is probably the most political thing I'll say about this, but like I said, I think our nation, our government specifically loves to just like capitalize on certain things. Like, here's what's happening. This is a good distraction. Let's make everybody focus on this.
Absolutely.
Because there's always more messed up stuff going on behind the scenes, Like, yeah. Like,
There and
it's true.
I don't feel like that's even too political because both sides of the aisle do crazy shit.
Right, yeah.
And the opportunity to take anything and make it front page news is what the journalism industry tries to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Like it's what they teach you is to create the most captivating story possible. Like I'm in journalism classes at school. That's what they teach you. They teach you this funnel method of, oh, here comes Mavis.
No, Mavis wants in. Mavis.
You sneak in.
Puppy dog, how you doing?
I don't think she's ever been on an episode before.
Has she never?
I don't think
I
so.
don't even think you can see her on the camera. You could probably
can
hear her in
just
my
a little
microphone.
bit.
Before I forget, too, I was going to say earlier, you asked me my favorite hip-hop albums.
Yeah.
When I told you Marshall Mathers LP1, that was just one that holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
My probably favorite hip-hop album of all time is, I think it's called See the Future, Melt Your Eyes by Denzel Curry. I forget the actual name of it. I know it's got Melt Your Eyes in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I think it's See the Future, Melt Your Eyes. I could be wrong. People will probably correct me in the comments if this is on YouTube. So
It is on YouTube. I'm trying to get it on other streaming platforms. I got to find I actually have a host in mind. I'm just poor and in college. So, but I'm going to plan to put it on podcast services.
I was going to say, yeah, you can do that too. I'm pretty sure. I
it's,
don't know how that works though. So
there's a website or a hosting platform like you would for like a music. It's like a distributing services.
yeah, okay.
It's called Podbean. You just you copy the YouTube playlist and it makes all the podcasts where you puts them out, distributes them. So that was my biggest thing is I didn't want to have to take the audio from every episode and okay, here's what I gotta do it manually. With Podbean, you can just go in and just copy the playlist and you search the channel, it finds it. It's like, what playlist do you want to use? You pick it, and then it makes all the episodes for you. It puts them on every platform.
Sweet.
It's easy peasy. It's like $9 too. So,
Dude, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
It's a nice little thing.
So you were asking me questions. I'm gonna interview you for a split second.
Go ahead,
I'm curious now. I know this is your favorite album. Yeah. What got you into Mac Miller specifically? Because I can tell that he's probably one of your more preferred artists, just based on the memorabilia you have.
Absolutely. I heard a lot of Best Day Ever and Kids when I was a kid. Obviously wasn't super familiar with hip hop music. I didn't really know what it is. I mean, I feel like you can categorize a lot of the Mac Miller's earlier stuff as almost pop-esque.
Almost, yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is interesting. I have a black stepfather, and a lot of his family is obviously, not obviously, but they're into hip-hop music. So
okay, yeah.
That was a bit of my introduction into that style of music. Similar, I feel like, maybe a little bit younger than middle school, but like late elementary school is, feel like, when I really started to get into hip hop a little bit. SoundCloud era, I get a bit more invested because I'm middle school, getting to that high school age, really invested in, starting to get invested into hip hop music, enjoying all the little Easter eggs and things that are involved in hip hop music. Mac Miller's Swimming came out just before my birthday in 2018. Listened to it. A couple weeks later, he passes away. Astroworld came out that same day, so it was we were talking about this the other day, about 2018 being such a hot time for albums and music as a whole.
It was,
for hip hop especially. So I hear this album. Mac Miller dies like a month later. I get really deep and invested into his music because I'm like, I was in high school. I think I might have been a freshman or sophomore, one of them. But I hear his music. I'm like, that's a person that's not much older than me. And obviously X had died that same
year, yeah.
So it's like, wow, a lot of these artists are dropping like flies. Let me see what this is about, considering I had liked some of his music when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I listened to Swimming before he passes. I go back and I listen to everything. I listen to Kids. I listen to Best Day Ever. I listen to the entire discography of albums, and since then I've listened to all the mixtapes and everything. I heard everything. I'm trying to get everything on vinyl. I'm pretty close. I have Kids. I have Blue Slide Park. I have Watching Movies. I have Live from Space, which is Mac Miller's live album. I have Faces. I have Balloonerism, which was recorded after Faces. Don't let anyone tell you any different. I have Good AM. I have Divine Feminine. I have Swimming. I have Circles, and I have his Tiny Desk all here. I believe I have...
Dude, nice.
I think I have all albums, or I'm pretty close to having all albums, and I just don't have all the mixtapes. But I'll get there. So it's just an expensive hobby, you know.
So absolutely. Overall, though, Mac Miller is definitely your favorite artist, then you can say?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I feel like taught me... Because Mac Miller incorporates so much different pieces of hip-hop and different pieces of music, taught me a lot about music.
Yeah, like especially we were talking about this before we started, Larry Lovestick, man. Like exactly.
Yeah, Larry Lovestick.
How he's just so diverse, it's crazy.
Yeah, like it teaches you a lot about music. So I feel like that learning about Mac Miller really taught me a lot more about hip-hop and just the elements that are a part of it. And I began like really diving into hip-hop music and what I liked, what I disliked, throughout my high school years, and then, you know, kind of just passively. In my freshman year of community college, we had to write a song analysis and create a podcast-esque thing about our paper. I chose 2009 off this album. I write this paper, put everything I had, all my music knowledge, everything into this paper, because it was the first time I really felt like I'm learning something I want to learn, or I'm analyzing something I want to.
You're super passionate about it.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about in school.
Yeah.
I write it. I got the best grade in the class. My professor emailed me saying how much he liked the paper. I think his name was Zachary Marshall. Shout out to him. He's a huge reason why I'm doing this now.
Thank you.
So, yeah. Let me make sure. I think it's still going. I think we should still be good. Oh yeah, it's got the. I was just making sure that the button was still going.
No, you're good. I was laughing because I was like, his face just dropped. He was like mid conversation, and that's why I was like, "Yo, you good, man?"
I was checking the camera, make sure we were good. But yeah, shout out Zachary Marshall. He was my professor in this class. I write this paper. I do this podcast-esque. It's just like we were basically just like giving an overview of our paper and what the overall theme is basically what we had to talk about. And my mom, like, I had grown up listening to a lot of, like, NPR, public radio, things of that nature. A lot of those shows is, like...
So back.
Everybody hates the jump cuts, but it happens with the cameras when they die.
It's facts.
All right. I completely forgot what we were
I think I remember talking about Mac again. I think I asked you if that was your favorite artist, and that's the last thing I remember.
Yeah, I was chatting about Mac. Yeah, you were chatting with me about some of your favorite albums. 2018. Oh, yeah, you asked me... I was talking about the paper that I wrote, this podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
This podcast I did with this class. Okay, now I remember. So I did this podcast. This podcast does best grade in the class. On the assignment, I did fantastic on it. It really was the first time I felt validated for being creative in the music space by not making music.
Yeah.
So that's really where I found the interest for it, because, you know, I was paying for, when I did make music independently, I was paying for all me and my friends' studio sessions. It gets expensive when you're in college, man. So,
no, it's true.
Tried to find another avenue to make money in this industry, so was constantly plotting on ideas on how I wanted to do this, what I wanted to do. My cousin is a very creative guy. He has a clothing brand, like does videography and photography and all sorts of things. So,
nice. Person
that I talk to a lot about like creative ideas.
Yeah.
I was texting him a lot over my sophomore year of college, where it was first year I attended university. So just texting him a lot about the idea, and he was like, "Yeah, it's a great idea, man. I liked the little alliteration of the lyrical lemonade, so I was trying to find one that's similar to that with the two letters."
Yeah, rap roots.
Yeah, so that's where the rap roots comes from.
Heck yeah.
That was just me putting I want a double R name based in rooted in hip hop music and enjoying hip hop music. Rap Roots, the LLC, or the domain was taken, so it couldn't just be raproots.com. So we made a Rap Roots Media. And also the name Rap Roots on like Instagram and things was taken, I assume, by the person who has the domain and the LLC for that.
That sucks.
So I was like, all right, Rap Roots Media, we can diversify a little bit. And I think the page that had the Rap Roots title they had like 35 followers. I was like, good for them. Like, do your thing. And it was a similar, like they were a news platform. Seemed to be pretty small. Just like looking to, it was probably like a teenager. But, I was like, all right, we'll make a Rap Roots Media. So I asked him, I was like, hey, you do the clothing, you do the photography, you do the videography, and he had a documentary coming out about fatherhood, and it was called Generational Fatherhood. So I was like, I feel like you with the clothing, with the style you have, with the media experience you have via film and via those type of things, I feel like those all kind of coexist with music, because those are things that are heavily a part of music culture. So I was like, let me interview you, my cousin, first. First episode, did that, went well. A lot of the people that have worked with him or bought clothes from him or people like that were like, oh, this is awesome, and it's centered in music. Let me come be a part. A couple artists from Memphis, I believe. I'm not sure exactly where they're from. Shout out Tokyo Ant. He was on my episodes. He's an awesome dude.
Nice.
A couple people from outside of the state reached out, and then people in the state started to take notice, and then we've been rocking in the state ever since. So I occasionally do artists outside of the state if bigger artists I reach out to respond. So we'll do something virtually if that's the case.
Nice.
So yeah, that's kind of how it came about, and I've been doing it for about a year now. And as I told you before we started, I used to do it at the Yankee Clipper Library, and just scheduling artists and doing the same thing I did for you, putting it in a calendar invite, come to this library at this time. If you don't come by a certain time,
too bad.
Do it. Yeah, like I only have the time, or I only have the room for a certain amount of time. They would schedule them in 2-hour increments, so I had to have the room. It used to take me, like when I first started, like 45 minutes to set up the room how I wanted it.
Oh, dang.
Because it was a room legitimately like that doorway. Like if you cut the room at that doorway, that was the room.
Dang.
Without the closet, obviously. If the closet wasn't there and you just cut the room from that doorway, and that was the room.
Dang,
circle
man.
table, 2 chairs, 1 camera. Had to figure out how to set it to make it look proper.
Yeah.
Figure that out. That would take like a 45-minute process. Artists come do like a 20-30 minute interview because that's what we have time for.
Yeah, right.
Now it's a bit more. I originally was looking for maybe a space, and I was like, that's gonna be so much money. That would have to wait till after I'm college, have a full-time job, save a ton of money. So I was like, what the hell? Let me just put a space here because we bought this. We've been here for about 2 years.
Nice.
Maybe a little over that because we got our dog after we were here. I think it was December of 23. I think December of 23. So
okay,
so almost 2 years.
Nice.
So yeah, we had this extra room. We actually had 2 extra rooms, but now that room's my daughter's room.
Yep.
So with nothing to do with them, so I was like, I call this room. This is my podcast room. This is my office room.
This is a studio.
Yeah. So I made it the studio space and slowly asked for stuff for Christmas. That's where a bunch of these posters and things come from. Asked for this banner, which I take to all my events.
Heck yeah.
So it's a part of the set, but it's also a multi-purpose tool.
Well, yeah, and it's got a QR code down there.
Yeah,
Is that
QR
to all your
code,
socials
all
and
the
everything?
Socials, everything, the website, the email, all those things.
Heck yeah, dude.
I've had this since very young. I got this for Christmas several years ago, and then I've just been collecting records over time. So
Heck
I wanted to have that be a part of the set. I've had my Polaroid camera forever.
Oh, yeah.
So I've just always really loved the tangible aspect of having a photo. That's also why I collect records, because I love the tangible music.
Yes. Physical copies.
Yeah, I love physical copies of things. So that's that. I just took a ton of my interest and incorporated it into the set.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's how we got to this point. And you're only the second person that I've had. Sonny came through. That's why Sonny's picture is up there. But Sonny's was for Local Spins. He came to do a profile story for Local Spins.
Yeah.
That I wrote about him, and I was like, "You're the first person I've had in here, and I know you've been on the show. Can I take a picture of you for the wall. And he was like, yeah, for sure, man.
Absolutely.
So I was like, all right, cool. Let's do it. And then the Risk Takers was yesterday, so they're up there too. And then we're going to get one with you after.
Dude, heck yeah. That's solid.
Yeah, so every guest is a part of the set in their own little way. And then all of my, every media event I attended this year is on that wall with the little parental advisory pin.
Yeah. Yep. That's sick.
So yeah, just finding little things to incorporate and be a part of the set has just been how I've gone about it. And I think this is growing into a really awesome space. Once I get all the phones set up over there, it will sound even better.
Even better. Hell yeah, dude.
Acoustically. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah. I mean, it looks great. It sounds great. It's a vibe.
Looking to schedule artists as much as we can. As I told you, I've already talked about it. I'm trying to kind of get set because my girlfriend is due in November, so like soon.
Yeah.
And then I'm finishing my fall semester of my senior year.
Nice.
So November and December, I'm kind of taking a little break from content.
What do you do in college, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh,
What do
yeah.
you go for?
I go to Fair State University for marketing. My major is marketing, and my minor is journalism. So
Awesome.
I worked with Local Spins as an intern. Now I'm a writer there. I'm also in the process of working with another company called The Rapidian, another publication in the Grand Rapids area called The Rapidian.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do Rap Roots Media. And now that I'm having a daughter, I'm like, let me try to find a way to make some revenue out of this. So that's why I'm starting the content packages that I told you about. So these interviews, live streams, which I do over here.
Yeah.
All these things will be a part of like a promotional package that
yeah.
artists can pay for, which I think is really cool. They're not terribly expensive. You get a fuck ton of promo, I feel like.
Hell yeah.
It's this thing that it's a symbiotic relationship that I have with Local Spins. They're a part of the packages a little bit. The biggest, most expensive tier, they're a part of that.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for about a year. I have a good amount of experience. As I told you before we started, I didn't prep for you at all, but I feel like we've had a great interview. So
No, yeah, so far I feel like we have.
I can go no prep. I can go fuck ton of prep. Like, especially when I'm getting paid for it. If I'm getting paid for it, I do like to have the option of being like asking very general questions because I want the general audience to understand you and learn about you as an artist. And maybe not necessarily have a super deep dive because they can do that on their own. Like if they really, really like your interview, they can go and deep dive, and I'm not going to tell them, this is how you have to feel about this music because this is how I feel about the music. Like, no, create your own belief and opinion and joy for whatever music you like. So I sometimes will go in with no prep. Sometimes if I know the person will, or I know they have some semblance of really big, maybe notoriety or something of that sort, I will do a bunch of prep because I know, especially local people who watch it, are gonna know a lot about this person.
It's true, yeah.
So yeah, let's make sure we tell people a bit more in-depth stories rather than some. I don't want to say simplistic stories because I feel like we've gotten deep and talked a lot about your music career, but how do I want to word this? I'll ask people like really particular. Like if I've listened to a ton of your music, I'll be like, hey, what was this specific bar about? What was recording this specific song like? You know, I can't ask. I know you talked to me a bit about the music video. What was recording Homeward like with Ski? How was that? I don't know how many features you do, but or how many features you've had people do.
Not a lot. I've only done a couple of features. I mean, I'll get to the question you asked.
Yeah, for sure.
I've only worked with my brothers Danzig and Remy. That's a little group we got. We call that ZMR because Zealous, Malachite, Remy, ZMR.
Okay, yeah.
It's usually ZMR 616, but just to
we shorten it up.
Yeah, we shortened it up just a little bit. Right. I've also worked with John Locke. If I'm mispronouncing that, you told me one time, John, and I'm so sorry because I'm probably butchering your last name terribly.
His name is John Latch. I feel bad. I was supposed to have him on the show when it was really in its infancy. The day we were supposed to do it, the library I shot at was closed for a holiday of some sort. I went to my grandmother's house to film it because I had done that before for another artist.
Yeah.
And I forgot the cord to connect this audio mixer to my computer.
Okay.
So I drove him to that library and I drove him to that my grandmother's house to film it.
Yeah.
And we couldn't, and I felt terrible.
Dude,
and
that sucks.
We've been in the process of trying to get the interview back together because I know he's He's told me he's on like a little break from music, but he's coming back strong.
Yeah.
He's just had a busy life, which I get.
Yeah.
So I would love to make the interview happen, John. I'm glad you brought that up because I gave me this chance to say
I got you.
we were in our infancy of the show, and I'm so sorry that happened. I was super apologetic the day of too. I really want to get him on the show because I feel like we have an awesome space now. It's super easy process.
Oh, yeah.
Last time wasn't an easy process, so I want to show him, hey, it's an easy process now.
Dude, that's sick. Yeah. Wow. What was I saying? Oh yeah.
John Latch, features that you've had people do or that you've done. Yep.
Yeah. I've worked with my brothers, John. I've also worked with Top 10. If you know who that is.
No.
He's an artist who does a lot of work with Taylor 616, Jazz Howe,
Yeah.
all them people like
I'm
that.
familiar with them, yeah.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of joint albums together and all that stuff.
Awesome, yeah.
I don't know if they're family or just tight friends or nothing like that, but Top 10, I love you, man. You make great music. I love that feature. We got a song called Someday together.
Awesome.
Really good. I get a lot of really good feedback about that one, and I've also worked with Sonny, and that's like the gist of people I've worked with.
So, what was Homeward? What was that? The recording process with him, was it I email you the track and he went over it, or was it we get together in the studio? How was that process?
So I don't know Sonny that much.
Yeah.
I've seen him at shows a few times, and I dap him up saying like, "What's up, man? I really appreciate your music," all that type of stuff. And it just got to a certain point where it was like, I feel like he's seen me enough. Maybe he'll recognize like the email if I email him or something like that. Maybe he'll notice the name and be like, "Oh, I've seen that dude around." I just wanted to shoot my shot, really.
Yeah.
I was like, I love Sonny and his music. He makes a lot of really good music. He's definitely one of the more prominent artists in the Grand Rapids area.
Absolutely.
And that's not even why. Like, I'm not saying that I'm trying to get views off your name or nothing like that, Sonny, but I genuinely love your music, man. You make great, awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Shot him an email one day. I was like, hey, I got this track. I wrote it with you in mind. Let me know what you think. And he was like, that's pretty fire, man. I'll hop on that for sure.
Awesome.
We did that, made it happen. I went to Grand Rapids, recorded my thing, and I was like, yo, if you want to come in on my time, I'll be studio.
Did he come to your session?
Yeah.
Awesome,
I was like, you can just come to my session, man. You don't got to pay a dime out of your pocket for it. There's no problem about it. Because I was like recording. He was like, I'll be fast. And I was like, all right, man, you do your thing, whatever. We recorded that, made it happen. That was dope. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, his energy in the studio is something. It's insane, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I know he did a song with Nesta, and I feel like that Nesta is as a dude I know really well. We went to high school together, so he was like, I asked him about that, and I think that was the email thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, to get to do work with him in the studio, I'm sure was really inspiring as well.
Yeah. Well, he had his lyrics written and everything already. I think he was wrapping up a few more bars as he was kind of going, but like just kind of seeing him, I don't want to say that he was like emulating some type of aura because that's cringe as shit, but like you could definitely feel the energy off, bro, and like how focused he was.
He's so locked in and focused. When I had him, when we did our first interview at the library, it was right after States of Mind dropped. I asked him I listened to the entire album, had a bunch of questions prepped and ready.
Yeah.
Came in with like 3 of his boys, was super locked in and focused, like, yo, man, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
He was really one of those people that like a lot of people don't ask me very many questions when we're about to go because they're like they assume I don't know a lot about them because sometimes I genuinely don't. Sometimes I am super familiar. And with Sonny, that project had just recently released. I mean, that year. I mean, now I think it's maybe a couple years old or like
States of Mind?
Yeah.
I think it's like a year old, year and a half maybe.
So this was like shortly after it dropped, and I think the art prize thing was like kind of in the works with the Trauma Project and all that.
Yeah.
It was really like a prominent time. Like he's really starting to receive a little bit of buzz locally. So he comes through, super nice dude, asked me not a ton of questions before, but afterwards was like, yo, this was an awesome interview. I think it's going to be great. I see him at stuff occasionally and I say hello, and every time he comes to my show, he tells me something like an exclusive thing. Like he told me about Regular Guy, Regular Mind at Push the City.
Yeah, I remember seeing that interview and I was like, yo.
He told me about that. He told me about his project that he's dropping next year during our first interview.
Dang, that's crazy.
Like, he's always dropping exclusives for me, which I appreciate heavily.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a super down to earth, genuine dude. So I work with him in the studio. I've seen him work with Pablo Escobar, and he's got vein popping out of his fucking forehead, going nuts.
Pablo Escobar is another artist that I really enjoy working with too. I mean, I say that like I've met the dude in person, which I never have done, but
What happened?
I don't know. I just heard it going off, and I was like, "What's that?"
Oh, it's a real. Yeah.
It's a real, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Dude, my phone has been an issue. I'll keep it up there for now. Jeez, man. Make sure this is off too while we're at it. Jeez, I'm usually like super stickler on let me make sure all my stuff is down low on volume wise.
Every time.
Today,
every
terrible.
time. Man, it's whatever. Don't even stress about it.
No, but Pablo Escobar, Homeward's music video. I actually got a snippet of a beat from Pablo Escobar that he already has produced and everything. I'm gonna buy the beat from him, which I gotta get in touch with him about still. So I'm glad that you brought that up. I got a license for it right now, but it's not like my beat yet, you know.
Yeah.
I did a snippet though, kind of like. Not like Us's music video, how K-Dot had the snippet for Squabble Up in the intro of it.
Yeah.
I did something similar to that, but it's at
And
the
he
end
had
of the video.
he had the song isn't even out yet, but he had the where they go body for body and under body and whatever. He had that one as one of the previews for GNX too.
Yeah, dude. No, but I did something similar to that
I think that's really cool and that gives fans and audience something to look forward to. And that's awesome.
Well, and it's just I don't know, man. Pablo Escobar, he's so talented. I love watching the videos on Instagram I see of him, like just going ham on the drums and stuff.
I feel like I don't know if I asked him or I emailed them about it, but I would love to just like get in there, see a studio session in full, like present it to the world because he does the little snippets of people making the songs. But I feel like a full. Especially if he's working on a project or if people are working on a project in his studio, I feel like it'd be awesome to just capture that in like a documentary film.
Oh, yeah.
Would be absolutely amazing.
If I'm just gonna do like a small list real quick. I got like top three people that I want to work with in the city. Pablo's up there for sure, in no particular order. Pablo's up there for sure. Guapped Up Speedy's up there for sure, and Low Mills is up there from Phantom Group Entertainment.
You know what's so funny? I was trying to get a team together for Rap Roots Media, which I really haven't done. It was just kind of like an idea I had.
Yeah,
and I think his name is Miel Rostic, who was a part of PG as
well.
Yep. He had a picture with Low Mills, and I was like adding the team to our website, and I used the picture of Low Mills instead of Miel. That's awesome. I put it on the Rap Roots Media page, and Sosa Benzo was just like hella laughing face, was like wrong person, bro. And I was like, bro, damn it, this is my moment. It was so funny though.
I love Low Mills. I've only had a few conversations with him, but he's a funny dude.
I feel like I've dapped him up like once. I've never really had the chance to chat with him or even like tell him that story, but I feel like that'd be funny.
He's just got a great vibe, dude. Like every time I talk to him, like even if it's like a 2-minute conversation, I'm laughing my ass off. He's funny as fuck.
Yeah, for sure. So you said Pablo Low Mills. Guapo Street.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be coming on the show soon. He said he's got some work coming. So
hey, nice. Okay.
I gotta get in touch with him for sure.
Yeah.
I know I think it's Don't Be a Victim.
That's his album. I was about to say that too. Yeah,
absolutely fire.
That is a great project. There's been a lot of great projects recently from the city. Sonny's old album, the one that came out last year, States of Mind, was really good.
And Speedy has been making music for a decade plus. Like, he's been putting it down, and then the Grand Rapids, Michigan song comes out.
Yeah, that music video, I was there for that too. That was crazy.
That was awesome. I think that was amazing for the city, and it's the Trauma Project. We are getting so close to a point of being, and I say this in every damn episode, so close to a point of being a hip hop hub city, an arts hub city. We already are an arts hub city with the Art Prize and things of that nature. Yeah. But in terms of musically, we are so close to the point of being. It's not just Detroit. Michigan is a state of hip-hop music. Yes. We are so close to that point. The more big artists come out of the city, like the moment Sonny gets recognized, I know Sonny already has management, but it gets recognized by a Rock Nation or by a huge label. Oh, yeah. And some of these people start getting deals and start... I mean, a lot of people move away from the city after they really get a deal like that. But the more these people start to come out of our city... Like, for example, Dirk, Chief Keef, Juice WRLD, all coming from Chicago. And all are somewhat differently sounding. Exactly, yeah. The more, like, we have a diverse scene. It's only a matter of time till that diverse scene gets recognized by huge entertainment groups and huge labels. Like, I love the local labels. Don't get me wrong. PG, Guerrilla Music, amazing labels. 616 Official, all that stuff. Absolutely. Yeah. All these labels are fantastic. But once these massive labels that sign globally touring artists starts picking up some of our Michigan talent, that's the moment where we really hit a point of, like, I feel like I've said this before, but we're like here on the roller coaster. We're not. We're nowhere near this this elevation point, this plateau of going down. We're not even at the peak yet. Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely helps a lot too. Off of I think Eminem's newest album is the The Babytron song with the
Yeah, I was going to say exactly. Yeah, because Babytron came from Detroit, and Babytron's not the biggest mainstream Detroit rapper, but that definitely helps a lot. And then you got people like Rio to Young OG and all that type of stuff. It's great, and I'll give them love, but it sucks for people like us from GR because it keeps the focus off of different cities in Michigan, and it's just like Detroit. You know,
I say this all the time. I love the Detroit music. I love
yes.
Rio. I love RMC Mike. The first concert I went to, I was 17 years old. Huff the Go opened up for RMC Mike.
Nice.
And a year later, I was interviewing him, and I told him that story, and I was like, dude, it's a crazy feeling to be able to have that juxtaposition, being in the crowd versus being right across from someone.
Absolutely.
So I would love the chance to interview those guys because they are huge nationally touring artists. Who come from the city and who make hilariously funny barred up music. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's great. It puts a highlight on our scene, but it also pigeonholes it at the same time, which I understand.
Yeah, but like I said, though, no hate from that because I do love every Detroit artist. You know, Michigan love all the way. The Mitten's got great music out of it.
All across. Oh yeah, all across. That is said to not be dividing it all. It's said to say that we have great music all over the place. So the more all of that diversity gets known is the moment we reach an even bigger point.
That's true.
And that raises everyone's music from Rio to you to Armstrong Mike to Sonny Ski to everyone in the scene. When those bigger labels come and say, we want to scoop up these artists. And I think Ruben and Guerrilla Music is even like, they have some sort of partnership with Rock Nation. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure I'm not familiar with how that works, but I know that there is some sort of agreement between the two. I don't know. I'm not familiar enough to speak on it at all.
No, for sure.
But the moment more labels come into the city and say, hey, we want to grab some of PGE's artists. We want to grab more. I assume eventually Guerrilla Music is going to grab even more talent as more people come through the scene.
I would hope so.
So
I really feel bad because I know of Guerrilla Music. You got Jeremiah, you got Ruben, you got Lady Ace. I don't know like a bunch about Gorillas, or like I just know about it. Is it a record label or is it just like a brand?
Oh, it's a label.
Okay, yeah.
They are. I mean, I know Huff the Goat is signed with. There's like a part of their label. Sosa Benzo is Affy. They're all.
Yeah, that's right.
I
forgot.
They're artists.
Yeah, because Sosa Benzo's a big part of it too. That's true. Yep.
Yeah, they have. Ruben was talking to me because I was asking him about the content packages, and he was like, bro, this is a plug and play game. Like, I paid for my artists to get on. I was a hype man for my artists at a certain point, and you got to pay to get them the prominence that they need.
Yeah.
And I was like, for sure. And he just gave me some great advice about fatherhood and things of that nature, music. And he was like, man, I was a hype man, and you got to turn that into an opportunity. Like, now I'm a record label owner. Me and Lady Ace have pushed the city. Like, that's several businesses just off me jumping on stage and getting hype with my artist.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
You can turn a profit in so many different ways in this industry, but you can't work for exposure forever at the same time.
No, it's true. It's like utilizing the tools that you got and what you are talented at naturally and all that type of stuff. So I totally get where he's coming from, and that's great advice, honestly. Yeah. Like, don't try to force yourself to be something you're not in this industry. You're good at talking to people. I get that vibe already. Like, I'm having a great conversation with you, and I'm loving it.
For sure. But yeah, like once these big industry execs come and scoop up some of these label people, some of these independent artists who aren't signed, that's going to be a crucial part for not only the artists but the media involved with the music scene. Because say Sonny Ski goes on a national tour, or one of these Michigan artists come and fucking sell out Van Andel, it's going to happen at one point or another.
At one point, it is going to happen.
Like, an artist from here is going to come. Like, for example, Billy Strings sold out 2 nights of Van Andel.
Yeah,
his whole fucking crew comes through. And it's a massive fucking event.
Yeah, it's because, he's from Michigan, too, if I'm not mistaken.
From Grand Rapids. This is about to die, and I know it is.
Oh, yeah.
Billy Strings had an amazing 2-night concert, 2 night of concerts at Van Andel, and it was amazing. He has people that travel with him, like vendors.
Oh, yeah.
So they come through, and it's a weekend of folk music, fun, excitement, love. Hip-hop can have that. And the moment I seen that for Billy Strings, I was like, I know hip hop can have that.
Oh yeah.
So it's only a matter of time, man.
Well, it definitely can. It goes to show with like back in 2016. This is obviously before Eminem and MGK's beef, but I went to a Fall Out Boy show back in like 2016 at Van Andel.
Yeah.
That was with my dad. I was in like 7th grade or some shit. MGK opened for him, and like not a lot of people know his songs compared to Fall Out Boy because that's not what they're there for, you know. But like you got people singing along to his music regardless of that and still bobbing their heads and having a great time, going nuts, you know. Like rap has that ability. All music does. Music is like the strongest form of art ever, man. You can do anything with it.
Absolutely. So with that being said, we've been going for an hour. You're working on Rebirth.
Yes, sir.
Just what's next for you upcoming end of 2025 into 2026? What's next? Let's say, just tell me what's next. I was going to add more, but yeah.
No, you're good. Yeah, Rebirth is definitely my main focus right now. It's kind of tough though because like I told you earlier, I'm trying to branch off more than just rap and hip hop. Like obviously that's my roots of music. That is one of my favorite genres of music. But I really want to try to expand into like rock, soft rock, alternative music, that kind of stuff. In a way, like I don't want to focus on that. I'm not going to stop writing rap music, but I definitely want to branch off and try to be more prominent in different areas and show people that I am talented in those areas as well. Because I know I am, and I got to get better at it for
Absolutely. Sure. As I said, I feel like that would be a great opportunity for you. Just moving through it slowly, I feel like is the best way to go about it because you don't want to be put in a predicament like an MGK or like somebody like that where you're just moving a bit too fast for the genre. I can understand why that's difficult. Yeah, I just say moving slow.
Yeah.
Adding rock elements, adding soft rock elements, adding alternative rock elements, adding country elements.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm sure we got some country artists in Michigan that you could
absolutely.
that would be willing to like, I would love a hip hop feature. Like,
heck yeah.
Just moving through it slowly and slowly making your way into those different genres. And then you have a collection of music that is super diverse, which is amazing, which I love as a whole.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to Post Malone it in a way almost. But at the same time, I don't want that. That's my fear, is doing this and then being viewed as a culture vulture by people. And that's not what it is. You know, I just love music so much that I want to do all types of music. That's just how I am.
That's phenomenal, man. So you tell us about what's next. Rolling out the red carpet, tell everybody where they can find you. I just stole that from Hot Ones because I that was internally in my brain. And I watched Hot Ones yesterday with Jeremy Allen White, and after the end of every episode, they're like, "Roll out the red carpet, tell everybody where what you're doing."
Well, thank you, Sean Evans.
Hey, that's a huge compliment. That's a huge compliment. But tell people where they can find you. Social medias.
I'm on Snapchat. I'm on Instagram. Not so much Snapchat. Instagram is really my main one. That's what I'm most active on, and I'm on there as Zealous Bastard. Zealous was taken, so I'm a Zealous Bastard. No spaces, no dots, no nothing. It's all just one word, Zealous Bastard.
Zealous Bastard. Check out the deluxe Melancholy Bangers.
Yes, sir. Melancholy Bangers of the...
Yep, I got it. I got the name right.
Melancholy Bangers of the Broken. That's out.
Check out the deluxe album. Check out him on all social media platforms. Check out Rap Roots Media on all social media platforms. Rap Roots Media, raprootsmedia.com. Check out the content packages. Those are coming soon. raprootsmedia/content packages.
Do that.
Do it, man. You can be in this same seat. You can be on a live stream. You can get a profile story written about you. You can get ads in local spins. It is an opportunity for all artists to have an amazing promo package for an album, single, music video, all the things. So check that out.
I'm not getting paid to say this. This is a great conversation. It's true. You should definitely come here and check this man's out. This man does a lot of good work. It's very true.
Man, I appreciate that. So, Roots Crew, with that being said, we've promoted all the social medias. We've done all the things. We've asked all the questions. We out. Deuces.